Yo, peoples! qushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another iteration of qushu Views Anime! Onwards to the next episode of One Piece! Let's go! Oh, we're just getting started with the title. A fleeting moment of happiness. Kumachi and Jinny. Sorbet Kingdom, South Blue. Going back 30 years ago, this is the Sorbet Kingdom in the South Blue. 8 years after the God Valley incident. Oh, Kuma's using his powers. He's literally pushing out the pain of like the elderly, it seems. Bartholomew Kuma, age 17, pastor. The dude is huge. So when you used to see Kuma carry around a Bible all the time, it wasn't there just for show. That's literally his history. He was raised in that. Oh, that's Jinny? Jinny, age 21. Jinny's turned in quite the beautiful little lady, hasn't she? This is such a wholesome moment with Kuma, Jinny, and the elderly here. Sorbet Kingdom has a new king. King Bekori is famously cold and heartless. If we fall ill, we can't pay the heavenly tribute. Then he'll lock us up. So some of the elderly are unable to, really give Kuma what they want because they gotta contribute towards a heavenly tribute for the celestial dragons. So he won't take care of his own people because he wants to appease the celestial dragons. And that includes letting people die in jail. And Kuma wanting to make sure everyone is taken care of, even if it's him just taking away everyone's pain every single week. Like, look at how wide from front to back this man is. This dude can fit 10 people within his torso. That's a big joker. And Jinny's outside. Ooh, that is a big bubble. Is that all the accumulated pain from everyone condensed into one? And he's sweating. Oh! Woo! Wow! Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, you now know the specifics of Zoro's Nothing Happened. Whoa! Oh! Wow. How can you do this to yourself every week? First of all, that is a big chair. Secondly, the one thing everyone applauds Zoro for doing once, Kuma did every single week for the elderly when he was younger than Zoro. And we know the specifics of it. If he doesn't take that into himself, it'll go straight back to the people whose pain he's pushed out. And the solace he gets from this is knowing that everyone's happy when he does this. Look how big he is compared to Jinny. That joker had a growth spurt. She still has that same face she did when she was a kid, when she was actually eating some good food after being freed. 25 years ago, time rolled on, but when Kuma was 22. Look at the size difference between Kuma and Jinny. That joker is massive. Look at the size difference! He's sitting down! That joker is big! Look at him! Jinny just straight up said, let's get married. Yeah, them elders earlier on told on her, because they could tell that Jinny has feelings for her. He said no. Wow, he doesn't want to get married to Jinny because of the blood within him that put him in bondage to the celestial dragons, where he lost both his mom and dad. I don't want you to be unhappy. Dude, you can tell that she's bothered by the fact that he's not acknowledging her. Ooh, newspaper about Dragon and the freedom fighters. Notice Jinny is still upset that Kuma didn't answer. Wow, she really loves him. She really loves him. Him not acknowledging the proposal because, mind you, he's thinking about what his family went through because of his blood. Because of the blood that flowed in his father and in him. She doesn't know that, though. Yo! Castletown Sorbet. Yo! Kuma! Age 25, Kuma. He just came right in! The royal army's arresting the elderly. They're threatening the elderly. They're threatening the people that Kuma likes to help. You're threatening people he wants to save. The law's made it so they can use people however they want. And all Kuma can think of is like slavery. And he thinks about his life. Y'all are fools. Y'all done picked the wrong one. Y'all done picked and messed with the wrong one. Patoho! Oh! Supari Patoho! Woo! Kuma's working them bodies. Them elderly people still got enough strength in their legs to book it. Them jokers can move. Oh, snap! Urususe shoku! Ooh! Yo! This is Kuma when he's angry! He didn't even say Urususe shoku! This joker said, starting today, just the north part of the island will be seen as the Sorbet Kingdom. This joker said, the heavenly tribute is predicated amongst the number of citizens. So let's cut off the section of the island that has the elderly, rule it out as a lawless area, so that we only have to pay for the amount of people that live on the upper half of the island. Ooh. Okay, Ginny, Gyo-Gyo, and the others, they went to town and ran amok as well. And they're just laughing about it. This is when Kuma's starting to see the insanity of the world and the world government and those affiliated with them. Yo, we got people rolling up to this prison. Oh, he got gunned down. Oh, those are two recognizable individuals. Thanks to outside intervention, the Sorbet Kingdom narrowly avoided that evil policy. The slave policy has been repealed. Emporio Ivankov and Monkey D. Dragon. Hey, Kuma, if you're still the same man you were then, join us to change the world together. Hee-haw! The freedom fighters who transform people's anger at governments into protests decided to take up arms. In response to the advent of the pirate era and the tragedy of Ohara, adding Kuma to their twin pillars of Dragon and Ivankov, they transformed themselves into the Revolutionary Army, which would become infamous throughout the world. Hey, I saw Bello Betty in there. Ooh, Dragon spent some time in the Navy and he couldn't find any of the justice they spoke of there. Kuma says, I'm with you to the end. Ginny says, me too. And Dragon says, you won't regret it either. Hoo-hoo! Look at this dude. He got glasses. Look how big this dude is. Huge! I will never get over just how giant Kuma is. And 8 more years passed. 14 years ago in a certain kingdom, Ginny, Captain, Revolutionary Army, Eastern Forces. This is a much older Ginny. Now we're at Baltigo. Whoa! Ginny's been abducted! Oh, no. Oh, that's a horrible way to end the episode. After Ginny was abducted, Kuma takes his helpless rage on the battlefield. 2 years pass with no chance of rescue, and then suddenly a call comes from her. Kuma thought he would never get to see her again, so he rushes to her and sees a shocking sight. On the next episode of One Piece, a pledge to Ginny, Kuma becomes a father. I'm gonna become the king of the pirates! You are not ready for what's about to happen in the next week's episode. None of you are. Okay, so we see an older Kuma and we see an older Ginny. We witness that Zoro wasn't the first individual to dive into a giant bubble of pain. Kuma did that when he was just a teenager, and he did it every week. Not even dismissing I'm not even dismissing Zoro's fortitude to do that. All the pain that Luffy suffered during the entirety of Thriller Bark. Versus Kuma doing this every single week for years. But Kuma was doing it every single week for years. The pain of all the peoples that he pushed out from the elderly and everyone else, he took it upon himself every single week to suffer all of that pain for years. So it's like Kuma is well aware of just how painful it is. Now you understand what Kuma meant when he described it to Zoro all the way back when. Because he knows from personal experience Not only that, King Bekori decides, you know what, since we're siding with the celestial dragons, and since the amount of tribute we have to give to them is predicated on the citizens we have, let's cut the island in half and make it so that those who can barely pay is seen as a lawless land, and let's just cast them aside. They are within our laws to govern however we want. They will be treated as nothing more than slaves and tools to be used. And we won't have to pay as much tribute because they'll essentially be seen as unaffiliated with the entire kingdom. Kuma doesn't like this. You don't threaten the people he cares for. He bodied everyone. Is so you know he did because you just watched it. But Kuma, with the patoho, supari patoho, and even a little mini urusisishoku, and just bodies all of them. He still gets brought into jail, along with Ginny and Kyokyo and some other people, and that's when we get the return of Emporio Ivankov and Monkey D. Dragon. And that's when he joins the Freedom Fighters, which then becomes known as the Revolutionary Army. And we see that Ginny was once the captain of the Eastern Forces. But apparently she got abducted. So, as a person who has seen the story of what's about to happen next, because we are way ahead in the manga, I hope you are all ready for just how major the rest of this backstory is going to be. I hope you are, because they're actually doing a very good job with pacing these episodes as well, so I have to give an applaud to whoever's directing these episodes, because the pacing is good. Nothing is dragging, and I'm happy about it. The animation is good too, especially the scene where Kuma takes in all that pain. They didn't have to animate that to further emphasize just how much pain he was in. They didn't have to do all that, but they did, and I appreciate it. But I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. All I can say to you is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. Yes, you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. And thank you to all of my moderators and members who help make what I do possible.